15 years, I was a Lassen County Sheriff, Correctional Officer, and never in my life have I ever seen an organization that I think a group of law enforcement people can say, yes, it does make a difference. So I'm proud that Ccpoa allowed us this great honor for me to introduce someone. It has not only become my passion, but it has now become my lifetime. After I retire, I will continue to do this probably for the rest of my life. I am so passionate about it. I believe each and every one of you will be as well. We were going to have a video real quick that kind of gives you a quick overview. Did someone set that up?
Years ago, I learned that I live in a world where children are sold for sex. This broke my heart, my mother's heart, that this could be happening in my world. When I began to do a little research, I found out how severe, how enormous this problem is. And I vowed in that moment to do something that would give these kids hope, that would give them a home. It is an issue that I will fight for until the day I die.
The issue of child sex trafficking is global and growing. Statistics estimate that there are currently 4.5 million sex trafficking victims around the world. In the United States alone, at least 100,000 to 300,000 children are being trafficked. But because of the secrecy of this crime, these numbers don't represent the true scope of the problem. There are children in your neighborhood who are being sold for sex. These children need to be rescued. They need a home where they can heal. They need Courage House.
When I think of courage, I think a lot of people think of warriors and they think of people doing a lot of big things. And I look at people of courage, people who are willing to stand out and say something that a lot of people don't really want to say. And so I think that, to be a person of courage, you don't have to be a famous person, you don't have to have a big name. You just have to be one to stand up for what's right. And I believe that the fight for human trafficking, anybody and everybody who fights for human trafficking are courageous.
Courage Worldwide has built Courage Houses for children rescued out of sex trafficking so they can have a safe place to call home. We have Courage Houses in Northern California, Tanzania, Africa, and efforts are underway to bring a home to Hawaii. But we have a vision to build a Courage House in every city around the world that needs one.
Won't you join us in ending sex trafficking around the world and bringing a home to every city that needs one?
Not only am I so grateful that CCC and High Desert endorsed my presence here today to introduce such a wonderful organization, but now I get the honor of giving you the opportunity to join other law enforcement agencies throughout the state of California who are incredibly coming in from all sidelines to endorse Courage Worldwide. It's my great honor to introduce Stephanie Minton, the Community Director of Courage Worldwide.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. I just want to ask you, how many of you have daughters under 18 years old? Raise your hands. So I want to talk to you not only as law enforcement, but fathers and mothers. What would you do if your daughter was being sold for sex? What would you do if she was being brutally raped, coerced, tortured, and trapped in a life? Some of you don't know about this problem of child sex trafficking, and some of you do. Like me, 8 years ago, I heard it's a big problem in Sacramento. We're one of the top cities in the U.S., and all over California, in every city, children are being sold for sex. These girls are from foster care, many of them, because they've been abused as children and removed from their homes. They're often runaways, and they go under the radar. And they're vulnerable to these pimps and traffickers. We call that bullseye on them because their self-esteem is so low, and they just want somebody to take care of them. And they're lied to, and they're promised things. They are trapped. This isn't a choice. The girls enter this life at 12 and 13 years old. Many of our girls at Courage House are much younger when they enter the life at 10 and 8. 4 years ago, our first girl came to us, and at 6 years old, she was sold by her own mother on her 6th birthday. She was trafficked all over the world. with child pornography, and this has lasted for about 15 years. Those of you that do know about this problem, you may not know this. The trauma of our girls is so great. They